Hello everyone, this is VGTI, and today we're, in for a weird one. So, a couple of months ago, Diamond Legend suggested to me that I discuss some Earthbound Mother stuff. It was then that it hit me. I hadn't discussed the Mother series yet on this channel. The Mother series is one of my favorite series of games, with tons of theories ripe for discussion. And then there's the theory I decided on. Now, bear with me for a second on this one. This theory starts with a vague memory. Pull up a chair and grab a drink, because this is a theory about Giygas and how he appears in the Pikmin series. So, like I said, vague memory. I remember browsing the internet one day for some interesting theories to cover. This was several years ago, when I stumbled upon a thread on a website I don't remember that pointed out something peculiar. The Cave of the Past music from Earthbound sounds suspiciously similar to the Submerged castle music from Pikmin. For reference, here are samples of the two themes. Huh, I thought. That is weirdly similar, and that's where the rabbit hole started. This simple factoid about two similar pieces of music got me thinking, what if there's a connection there? Do I really want to know? Do I really want to subject myself to the mental gymnastics to connect these two seemingly unrelated games? Before long, I realized I had already started. There was no going back. To be clear, I've covered the Waterwraith on this channel time and again. 3 of my Pikmin theories center around it, with this one, in particular, being the most intricate. In this video, I connected the similarities between the Smoky Prog, Giygas, Plasmawraith, and Waterwraith, and how they were all one and the same. I still really like that theory, but we're gonna have to just squish it to the side for this video. This video should be considered a separate theory from that one, but I find it compelling all the same. Now, with that out of the way, to start, let's turn our attention to the Mother games. Giygas is the big bad in the first 2 Mother games, and he has a reputation for being, a little terrifying. Aside from being his Lovecraftian horror self, Giygas has a pretty heartbreaking backstory, being an alien raised by human parents. You see, Giygas comes from a race of aliens who have powerful psychic abilities, or as Mother refers to them, Psi. Fire! In the transition between Mother and Earthbound, Giygas gradually goes more insane. He becomes a being of pure evil, whose very influence causes living and non-living things to go insane and attack Ness and his friends. In the process of going insane, Giygas loses the physical form he had in Mother, instead turning into a formless being that human eyes can't comprehend. That's your little brief history lesson on Mother's antagonist. But what does any of that have to do with the Waterwraith? Here's where the rabbit hole gets really weird. You see, at the end of Earthbound, Ness and his friends travel with the Phase Distorter back in time to the Cave of the Past. It's a seemingly normal-looking cave in the present day, but in the past, it's an eerie, washed-out, alien-looking place. From this point forward, I'm going to hit you guys with the first part of the theory. The Cave of the Past is the same place as the Submerged castle. Sure, VGTI, you might be saying. Their themes do sound similar, but that's just a coincidence. I think that could be the case too, but when put together with all of these other similarities, it becomes hard to ignore. First off, both locations are caves, stating the obvious, I know. But then the similarities between Giygas and the Waterwraith start to appear. Remember what we know about Giygas? That he's an alien with powerful psychic abilities, capable of turning living beings mad and insane with his influence? Take a look at Olimar's Picklepedia notes about the Waterwraith. One theory holds that it may be the ectoplasm incarnation of a kind of psychic phenomena, but as is usually the case with such theories, it is difficult to prove. All witnesses report being suddenly overcome with fear upon sighting the creature, approaching a state of panic and near insanity. While Olimar believes the Waterwraith may be nothing more than a result of exhaustion and fear manifesting as a perceived creature, it's important to note the Waterwraith seemingly checks both boxes that Giygas does. One, it's a being formed from some kind of psychic phenomena, and two, it causes insanity and madness in people who see it. Then we get to the bizarre form of the Waterwraith itself. It's a watery being that, according to the ship, may be anchored in another dimension. Remember the final battle in Earthbound? Giygas transports the party to a dark, otherworldly dimension. Attacking the Waterwraith is futile. Most Pikmin just bounce right off of it. Attacking Giygas is futile. There's a lot to unpack here. So what does all of this mean? My theory on it is this. The Waterwraith is what's left of Giygas after the ending of Earthbound. Ness and his friends mostly took care of business, eradicating Giygas once and for all, but it's not crazy to think that maybe, just maybe, a fraction of his evil force lived on after the game. This is why the Waterwraith is so much weaker than Giygas was, why all it takes are some purple Pikmin to anchor its seemingly unknowable form into the current dimension. Essentially, the Waterwraith is a Giygas remnant, still roaming the cave of the past where he once resided, awaiting Ness and company. There aren't any other big connectors between Mother and Pikmin, but considering all of the similarities listed in this video, this is one thing that I think's really plausible. Since the Mother series does take place on a fictionalized version of Earth, and Pikmin seemingly also does, what we're seeing is Earth far, far after the events of Earthbound, far into the future. But no matter how much time has passed, the cave of the past still sits there, waiting for unsuspecting travelers to enter and discover its terrible secret. Well, at least until Olimar finishes it off. In any case, that's my theory. What did you guys think of it? I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I could theorize about Pikmin endlessly, but to be able to throw Mother into the mix too? There are so many Mother theories out there I could unpack and cover. I just hope I can at some point. I really want to. I have a lot of video ideas for it. This theory was largely a case of me thinking a bit too deeply about a thing, but really, that's where some of the most fun theories can come from. So, do you agree with this theory? Do you think it's a load of bananas? Let me know in the comments, and with that, I'll see you guys around in the next video. The next one will be a viewer-suggested topic, just as this video was. So, if you have any games or specific theories you want me to cover, mention it down below. Thanks as always, and I'll see you in the next video.